Tell me!
Hello, welcome to The Shit That They Don't Tell You podcast. My name is Steve Green.
And I'm Nikki Limo. What?
And we're joined today by our very special guests, Chia Habte and Timothy DeLaGhetto.
Yay!
They're personal friends. Everyone go easy on them. They're personal friends.
Yeah, these are, and I'm Canadian, so I'm like real sensitive. So
That's true.
Nice, be nice.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that today because, like, now you're living here.
Yeah.
A Canadian in America.
Yeah, I'm
and
trying to
all
adapt.
That. Yeah.
It's a whole new
I bet there's a lot.
species.
It's a lot.
It's different.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've known Tim for a long ass time. He's been on one of our previous episodes. You might know him from YouTube, youtube.com/Timothy or youtube.com/
I had to write a personal email to get the Timothy.
You did?
Yeah. Like
Maker didn't just get it for you?
No.
Maker got me Nikki.
Really?
Yeah.
No. I like literally just wrote somebody and was like, hey,
Really?
no one's used this Timothy account for 3 years. Can I have it?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Oh, maybe Maker got that idea from you doing that. Because that's what they
Have
did.
you had that
to
one
get-
for years?
Timothy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Okay, gotcha.
It's been a while.
Gotcha.
Just reroutes.
Because I remember you were
Traffic.
always on Timothy DeLaGhetto too.
Mm-hmm. That's the
basically-
OG.
There's
Yeah.
so many channels. I can't
There's
keep
so
up with them all.
many channels.
Just Timothy. And
Okay.
the Timothy DeLaGhetto is the vlog channel.
And then you have the vlogs. Then you have the
Yeah.
fashion one you used to do.
yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too many.
What was you did a fashion one?
I did because kids were always asking me like where I shopped and like how I like wore my pants and shit like that. So I started a.
How do you wear
What's the
pants?
cool way to wear pants?
How do you wear pants?
No, these kids, man, I'm telling you, they were so clueless about everything. Like it was literally like, dude, how do you tie your laces with these shoes? And like, how do you? Okay, do you like tuck in your blah blah blah? And do you do this? And I was like, all right. So I started a channel. It's called Tim's Bakery, and I was uploading pretty consistently for a while.
That's what Tim's Bakery was. I never
Yeah.
checked it out because I thought it was just baked goods or something.
No.
Go
like,
figure.
okay.
That was your bad, apparently.
You missed out. You
Yeah.
could have learned how to
Tie your shoes.
cuff your pants.
Okay, that's shit. I still don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim's Bakery I was doing pretty consistently for a few years. It was even like Maker got like a little branded thing. I was doing like a Foot Locker sponsored
Yeah.
sneaker show and shit. Yeah.
I remember that.
But it got so annoying. That channel got really annoying because it was literally like kids asking me advice like because they didn't know how to dress. And then every video I put up, they were like, this fool dresses like he's 14. It was like all these super critical comments.
Oh
I was
my
like, God,
God,
you guys
you
are
could
annoying.
never please
Or
anyone.
you should do this instead. I hate when you like post something the way that you like to do, and they're like, "Oh no, try it like this."
Yeah.
And you're like, "No, I don't fucking like to do it like
Yeah,
that."
what the
Hey,
fuck
you
you watching
started a
for?
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
How about?
Yeah.
exactly. It's the
So,
worst.
I kind of retired that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to address some questions that some of our listeners have asked us that we personally can't answer.
Okay.
And the two questions that we get asked a lot that we can't answer are one, how do you make a long distance relationship work? Because you guys have done it and done so successfully.
Your success story.
For 8
Yeah.
years.
Which is very rare.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
crazy.
crazy.
Like 7 years. We'll be officially together for 8 years in this September.
Mm-hmm. And we were doing the distance for about 7 years.
and
yeah.
they are
Yeah.
married
Yeah.
recently, newlyweds.
Moved in together.
Moved in
And
together.
not just long distance, man, but like, what's the plane hours? It's
In a
like
different
6 hours on a
country.
plane?
It's like, yeah, it's like
they had
a
to go to
6
customs for each other.
Yeah, it's true.
No,
It's
we
true.
really did. Well, here's the thing, like, because whenever I let people believe that she was from Toronto for the longest time, and LA to Toronto is like a straight shot.
Oh,
Usually.
yeah.
But
Like 6 hours maybe.
Yeah, like
6 hour
like a
flight.
New York flight.
Yeah.
But she's actually from Regina, Saskatchewan.
I did not make up that city name. That is what it's called.
Yeah,
That's
right.
legendary.
Yeah.
Regina, Saskatchewan.
Sounds like you're rejecting someone's vagina.
Yeah, well,
No,
You're
Is
saying
there
Regina.
is the subtitle for the city we know?
yeah, we know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's
The city that rhymes with fun.
Yeah,
They
right.
say that, and they also say keep your vagina clean.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like there's billboards of it, like in the
Really?
city. Yeah,
Oh, at
yeah.
least I have a good sense of humor.
Yeah,
then.
you have
I mean,
to.
I thought it was a joke when I first was going to visit her because I had a show in Calgary. And a lady was like, what are you doing after your show? And I was like, I'm going to go visit this chick I'm talking to in Regina, because that's how it's spelled, Regina. And she's like, oh, you're going to Regina? I was like, nice.
joke.
Good one. Good one. And then I'm at the
She's
airport,
like,
and it's like, last call for Regina. I was like, oh, shit. Damn.
Wait,
Yeah.
so where is that in relation to Toronto?
So Toronto, it's probably like a 3-hour flight. So I always tell people, if you think of where Montana is or like North Dakota, you just go there and go straight up.
Yeah, it's right above Montana.
So you not only had to go to a different country, but also take a transfer flight.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was always a connector. It was
God.
never
Yeah.
straight. It
Because
was
it's
never
such a
straight
small
to
city.
Regina.
Yeah.
There's never like a direct ever. So, but travel time is like 6 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, 6.5.
Well, it's like maybe like a 3-hour flight to either Denver or Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then there's like a 2-hour layover usually and like another 3 hours. So
Yeah.
it was like a full ass day of
How
traveling.
often did you see each other?
For
Like a
long
month?
distance, we always say often. So like once every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, like 5 weeks was the max, you know.
And when did you guys decide that like, hey, we could actually try to make this work? Because did it start as like maybe like a fling or like you're just talking to each other, or was it like?
Well, okay, so so here's how
We'll just take it all the way back.
For people that are
Right.
asking, that are like, I kind of like this guy. We started dating. He's the best, but like
He lives here.
Yeah,
What do we do?
Would it ever work?
Right.
What would you say to them?
So she had a friend that used to make YouTube videos all the time. This is way back, and I thought this girl was funny, you know. So I enjoyed her videos. I subscribed. We were subscribed to each other, and just through internet, we became friends on like MySpace, Facebook, and then eventually, when like I was like single and I was creeping on Facebook, and I was like, who's your sexy ass friend, you know? And she's like, oh,
That would be me.
that would be
I gathered.
and she's like, oh, that's my friend Chia. So I just kind of put it out there. It's like, well, she's hot, you know. And then eventually,
Did you tell her parents the story? It's like, hey, how did you guys meet? Oh, I was like, who's your sexy ass friend? I was like, oh, she's hot.
yeah, well, you know,
That's my daughter you're talking about.
yeah, you know, everyone knows you're hot. So
Which, by the way, if you're listening and you're not watching the video, you are drastically missing out right now.
Yeah, Chia's hot, guys.
make sure you guys tune into the
Chia
YouTube
is
video.
This is the one to watch.
Bitch.
Look at Chia. Just look and just stare at her.
Yeah, don't look at me. This is my bad side. So we eventually, long story short, we started communicating on Facebook, and then for a while, and we started texting, and then it got like flirty and stuff. And then one day,
And we had a lot in common. Like as we started talking, it's kind of like, oh, you're kind of like me.
You guys are both. I just picture the text conversation, just a bunch of eggplant emojis, just back and forth. Eggplant question mark?
I'm like,
Eggplant.
why are you sending me eggplants? So then I had a show in Toronto, and she had family in Toronto, so we like planned to meet up, and like we really just kind of clicked, and
That was like the first time we got to be together
Yeah.
without, like a lot of other people around. And after Toronto, we like hung out, he had a show, went to his show, went to the after party. And I remember after Toronto, this is like, I don't even know what year this is, 2000 and...
2010
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we started dating in 2011?
officially. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 2010.
Okay.
And
Wow, that's a long
time ago. So after Toronto, he was leaving to go wherever, and I was going back home, and I was like, is this it? Like, I kind of like you. He likes me, but it's like I live here, he lives there. I was also like 22 or something, so like young, not in the mindset.
You
like,
look 22 now, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I wasn't in the mindset of being like, I'm going to take on this long distance relationship. For the year from when we met in Toronto in 2010 until 2011, it was kind of like,
It was almost like an open relationship type situation, because I mean, we knew that we liked each other. We knew that we were visiting each other every other month or every month or whatever. But I also I think neither of us was in a relationship mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of like newly, I wasn't in the mood for another relationship.
Yeah,
and neither
because
was
you
she.
had a relationship that was kind of public.
Yeah, it was like all over
Yeah.
YouTube, and I was kind of
You
like,
needed a slut phase. You needed to have a slut
and I
phase.
needed to hoe it up a little bit. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
kind of, I definitely had
get
that
that.
phase. Yeah, so
and that Hoey year was like the year where we were trying to like, what is this? Like, I
Right.
don't know. So
That's
Yeah.
when Steve came along for me too, when I was trying to go through my slut phase.
yeah.
I ruined it for her.
Yeah.
Right in the very
Ruined
beginning.
my
And I never
slut
got a
phase.
slut phase, but I had like a
That's
9-day
true.
slut phase.
Yeah,
What the
that's
fuck?
true.
Jesus, I went right from my
I was
last
the
relationship
rebound.
into Nikki. I was literally inside Nikki in 9 days. It's fucking
Hilarious.
insane.
It's so funny.
Still the rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I remember feeling like, up until Chia, I used to say like I would never get into a long distance relationship. I felt like I
Right.
could never do that, right? But then after we really hit it off, I felt like I should at least try, or else I would like just regret it forever. You know what I'm saying? I would always just look back and be like, man, that was
what
the
if?"
one that got away. you
Totally.
know? So we tried, and it worked out.
Yeah.
It was difficult in the beginning, because people were like, yo, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Wasn't it difficult? And for sure there were a few months where we spent, we were crying at the airport, and like a lot of just sad text messages and sad calls. And then after a while, I think we kind of got into like a rhythm, you know what I'm saying, where because she worked so much, she used to have her own spa, like nail salon.
Yeah, we were
in-
talking
in-
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
and I was always just shooting and traveling, doing shows and stuff. So it was like, it kind of worked out better for us because she could just work for 3 weeks. I would just shoot for 3 weeks. And then it was like I would have a week where I would take no meetings. I told everybody I'm not going to shoot. I'm not going to do anything. She would like, take no clients for a week. And we just kind of enjoy each other's company.
That's such a perfect scenario because
really is.
both of you were so busy and both of you were your own bosses.
Yeah.
So you could just control your
that's how we were
schedule.
able to see each other like once a month. Because if you think of people who like have a job where you like have a boss and you can't take a week off every month.
That's so true.
It doesn't exist. I mean, I don't know how many weeks of vacation like people in the U.S. get, but typically in Canada it's like 3 to 4
We
weeks.
get half a day.
You get half
typically.
there.
Yeah,
pretty-
yeah, we get it. Yeah,
We like to
yeah.
work here, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you have to be working full time. There's all this criteria. Like you have to be working full time. You have to save up vacation days. Like it's all this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that scheduling totally like
It worked
plays a
in our
huge
favor.
I mean,
role.
I tell the
sure.
kids all the time that ask us when they're like, how do you do long distance? I'm like, aside from the fact that we were both really independent people, we also, had money and we were able to leave whenever we wanted, you know? Like, that's one of the main things. It's like, if, let's say, you were in, like Taiwan and I could only go see you every like 6 months, I don't know if I would have been able
Right.
to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
you
no,
know?
that's
Like,
crazy.
yeah, Canada's far, but it was doable. you
But
know?
that's like how Leonardo DiCaprio can make like relationships with Brazilian supermodels work. Fuck
more,
it, when you
more
got-
money and more time.
He's
yeah.
like, I can take the yacht. That'll take 18 days. I'll take a jet. I'll take a Gulfstream.
Right.
I'll see you tonight. Like,
Exactly.
Jesus.
And
There's
man.
lots of
Chia, was it
options.
your first long distance relationship too?
It was my first long distance relationship.
So what was
for
going
sure.
through your head? Like,
I can remember having that year of just like, what are we? As I was getting like sick of this like back and forth, what are we? I kind of not really gave Tim like an ultimatum. I was like,
Yo, she gave me an ultimatum.
I
Hell
love
yeah.
Dude. And this is what was cool. This is one of the moments where I was like, whoa, she's so dope.
because I
Yeah.
was cool. Like I was
Yeah.
fine with this like back and forth, but I was
You
like,
are cool, though.
well,
you are.
thanks.
So
You're
we were just talking about that in the
fucking
car.
cool,
In the
dude.
car.
Fucking
We're
cool.
like,
She has
she's
the
the
coolest
chillest.
energy, man.
Thank you,
Just
guys.
She
chilling.
really
So
is like
let
the
me tell you
chillest
how
girl.
dope she is, and this is I cite this like the specific day as so like not only did I realize she was so dope, but also I was like, okay, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
So one day she called me, and she's like, hey, you know what? She's like, I'm thinking. She's like, I can't do this anymore. She's like, either like, we got to figure this
And
out.
was this out of the blue? Were you guys fighting or
No,
anything?
we weren't
No.
fighting.
Okay.
She was like, we were doing our thing. You know,
It was
like,
just the realization that I couldn't do this forever.
So great. It didn't come out of emotion, like
No.
an impulse emotion,
I was
like
very
a fight.
like level-headed.
Yeah.
And it's like either we are moving forward together or we're just not. Like,
Great.
what
Well,
is this?
And she
Yeah.
was also like, okay, so what is it? It's like, is it gonna be me or is it gonna be like, these hoes, And I was like, shit, because I wasn't ready.
This hoe or
Dude,
these
and
hoes?
that's kind of
These
Tim's.
hoes.
That was like
These
Tim's
Yeah.
brand too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it definitely was.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when everyone knew I was single, I could kind of like do any type of content I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was definitely my brand, so I could take it there, you know? And so she hit me one day, she's like, okay, is it gonna be me or is it gonna be these hoes? Like what is it? She's like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And I was like, shit. And I didn't know what to do because I knew I wasn't ready for a full-on commitment yet, right? And then as I'm kind of like shitting myself, like, what am I gonna do? She hit me up the next day. She's like, you know what? I apologize. I take it back. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, you know what? I was thinking about it. It's not fair of me to ask this of you. Like, it's not your fault we're long distance. It's not your fault we're fresh out of relationships. She's like, if I force you to do something you're not ready for, it's not gonna work out anyways. She's like, so take your time and then let me know when you're ready. I was like, holy shit.
God, I'm so smart.
Wow.
You are.
You like self-counseled yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, wow, she's amazing. I need to get my shit together. So it's like maybe like a few months later, I was like, okay, let me
Yeah,
lock this
yeah.
down before she gets sick of my shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. No, that's so
Yeah.
clutch because like if you try to force something out of someone that doesn't really want to change, they might change outwardly, but inwardly they resent you or like it
Right.
builds over time or they start, doing shady shit. But the way you did it is like you're like, hey, you know what? I might fly away, so it's up to you. But like,
Right.
you
Yeah,
can do your own
You
thing.
introduce subject,
Yeah,
and then you
exactly.
stand back and let him figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's good.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
And so that
That's how we became official.
yeah, because eventually I was like, okay, let me hurry
step
up.
it up.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
step it up, before she gets sick of my shit, And I was like, okay, let's like officially be my girlfriend,
Yeah.
And I was gonna say in terms of long distance, because you said she kind of was like, hey, I might fly away, I might not. Like that is important in terms of trusting each other in a long distance relationship because it's easy to get paranoid.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Especially
think that's the
because of
number
distance.
one thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that for me, it would honestly be the number one thing. Like, because if I'm texting you and you're not texting back, and like I'm pretty independent, I do my own stuff, but like there comes a point where it's been like 12 hours, he still hasn't texted back now, and you could be doing anything. You could be working later.
Yeah.
You could be something could be like an emergency situation,
Yeah.
or it could be that you're out like fucking other girls. I don't know. Like
Right.
I have no idea. So
Well, and that's the thing is like
and
you don't
my mind
have.
goes to the worst case scenario,
Yeah.
which I don't know which worse, like you being in a hospital, or you fucking fucking around.
Equally
but
as
I'm
terrible.
like,
Fucking
yeah,
the nurse.
Equally as
yeah, fucking the
the
nurse.
nurse.
While you were in a coma, I don't care.
But I love the shit where it's like I couldn't get a hold of you. I thought you died. And I'm like,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on, man. You didn't think I
Relax.
fucking died. You're fucking using
no,
this
you know
shit
what?
as a
If I-
wedge to
If
reach
I ever
my
said
emotions.
that, it would be the code would be like the translation would be you better have died.
Yeah.
Right,
No, that
right.
is what it
If
means.
you're
didn't-
lucky.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
lucky.
Well, I always tell people, I'm like, whenever people used to hit me, like, aren't you afraid that she's cheating on you out there in Canada? I'm like, you know what? Honestly, Chia's so smart, and I've said this a billion times on my own shit. I'm like, Chia's so smart. She could be cheating on me 10 minutes away. I would never know. So why would I freak myself out about that?
That's so true.
But it's
That's a great
But it's
mindset.
like people think that of course it's easier when you're long distance because you can't physically see each other. But
Yeah.
it's like people cheat when you live with someone in their own bed.
That's so true.
Right? So like that doesn't
It's just
really
the
matter.
person that you're with.
Exactly. Yeah. But the number when it comes to long distance relationships, trust is 100.
Were there
100%.
ever like a time where like you're just like where you're like lonely and you're like I have time off but he doesn't have time off, or vice versa?
You know what?
And it's just like
For me, no. For me,
Okay.
no. Like I love just doing my own thing and being by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tim is the same way too.
Yeah,
right?
same. I think because we both, I mean, when I moved out, I moved straight into like just living by myself, and she did the same thing. You know, I think we both kind of just liked that, so we both got used to it. I mean, there are definitely certain days where I was like, damn, I wish I could be like, hey, just meet me for a pizza after this.
Yeah.
You know?
Or if I'm like PMSing, I'm like, oh, I just wish you could cuddle me, you
those
know?
are the times where I'm like, oh, why can't you just come over?
I know. But I'm not like that on a daily basis. So for me, it was fine to be away from him.
Well, also
right?
insecurity, I think, breeds suspicion.
Totally.
And you guys are very secure people.
Yeah, for sure. I always tell the kids too when they ask, right? It's like you can't be an insecure person and try to have a long distance relationship because
Yeah.
all it's gonna do is, you know, your brain's gonna start to rot with all
Yeah.
like just
The
insecure
what
thoughts
if,
and what ifs.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? Why are you not answering your phone?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, all of that.
And if you trust that person and if you believe that they're the one, or they're like, you know, it's real, what you guys have is real, then there shouldn't be that like paranoia.
Yeah,
going
and
on.
communication is
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah,
is another
communication.
huge.
Yeah, because even though some people don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to constantly check in and shit like that, but for a long distance relationship, you kind of have to. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like this is where I'm gonna be, this is what I'm doing, you know, so
Yeah.
that person doesn't freak out for whatever reason.
And like,
Yeah.
and there would be times where like if I'm working full time, like with my clients back to back to back, like sometimes I wouldn't message Tim for like 12 to 14 hours, but he knows I'm literally just working.
Yeah.
And I had the type of job where it's like my people's hands are in my hands.
Yeah.
So I can't like, oh, hold on
Like,
a
real
second,
quick.
hold your pinky nail there. Let me just answer this text.
Yeah,
So, like,
not gonna
and-
lie, like I would be like, if I'm gonna eat like some boiling crab or my hands would be messy, I'm like, hey, my hands are gonna be messy for like a couple hours. I'm not gonna be
Right.
texting you.
Yeah.
Hey, I was eating boiling crab for 12 hours. Get off my back.
What's boiling crab code for?
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so because you guys were living apart for so long, you waited until you got married to actually move in together. So that is the second question that we get asked that we can't answer, is thoughts on waiting until marriage to move in together. I personally am like, to me it's the same as waiting to have sex until marriage, where like I need to know that we're compatible before I lock it down in any sort of legal situation. But for you guys, you waited till marriage. Now you're moving in together, and it makes sense because you had to actually immigrate to America
Yeah.
in order to live together.
That's right.
Is there ever a time when you're like, oh, we were so used to being apart that being together is weird now?
I mean, well, we originally we were gonna have like a, hey, let's do a trial period of living together,
because
right?
I too was like, how do you know? How do I, for me, make this change from a different country
Yeah.
to the U.S. when I don't know if I can like live with you?
Right, because the most we had spent together
Was like a week.
were
Wow.
Holy
two,
shit.
Maybe
2
2
weeks
weeks.
tops.
Okay,
Right.
because we went to Thailand for 1 week, Singapore for the second week. So
Yeah.
probably like 13 to 14 days was the most time we
Wow.
ever spent together.
Right.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
were gonna do a little trial period, like, hey, let's stay for like a month to see what happens, right? And then one day she was just like, you know what, babe, we're not gonna break up. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, fine.
And also, like, that wasn't realistic for me because I was self-employed. I couldn't just take like a month off just to go and like see what this was like. Cause
For an
like,
experiment.
I have to fucking make
That's
money.
true,
Like,
yeah.
I have bills too.
Yeah.
So it would, especially, I feel like our situation is very different because I never wanted to move until we were engaged and I knew that he was committed. Not that an engagement ring.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
It's
it
just-
does mean commitment, but it doesn't, solidify anything.
What's a symbol?
It's a
Yeah.
symbol, right? But people break that
And
all
like
the
you
time.
drop
Oh,
a
for
lot of
sure.
money on an engagement ring, it's like, oh, you're serious.
Yeah,
that-
I'm paying
That's
for you.
why I had a
own
minimum.
you now.
I'm like, you have to spend this much money in order for me to move.
It's like a down payment,
Yeah,
right?
a dowry.
On having a
Like
wife.
a dowry, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have
exactly.
to
joke.
kill a
That's a joke,
bull.
guys. That
You don't
was
have
a
to kill a bull or buffalo. just get me what I want.
No, I totally forgot that people were always like, why, why hasn't she moved? Like, why is she waiting for you to propose?
Yeah.
People were kind of like weirded out by that. But then, for me, it made sense that it's like, okay, she's leaving her entire life basically
Yeah.
to come be with me. I understand that she would kind of want some type of security before she just uproots from me. Like, I get that. So I proposed, and then I made sure I bought a new house before she came down because it was like my condo
I was like,
was
I
kind of.
cannot live in this condo.
It's been about a year now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, look, it's a
Yeah.
great condo. It was filled with all my shit.
So this
Yeah.
is the trade-off for her chill. She's very like
Demanding.
organized with her demands. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a businesswoman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta get shit
Yeah.
done.
It's kind of facts.
It's like if you want me to leave, like this condo has to go and get it.
It's very
well,
assertive.
and here's the thing: she makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Everything she says is like it makes sense.
She's growing
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah.
Right? No, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I mean, facts though, because I was living at home when we were first together.
True.
And I was like, you know what, maybe it's time for me. Let me get
Yeah.
my own shit.
Yeah.
And then I got my own place, and then and then eventually like
I mean, the condo was great. Not that I didn't like the condo. It was literally Tim had his like 100% of his things in this condo, and it could not take anything else.
Oh.
So even if I came to stay for like I don't know a week, I would like slowly leave like like underwear or whatever, just like your basics, your leggings, some shoes. Even that, like the condo, like couldn't accommodate.
jeez.
So I'm like, how could I physically move here? It doesn't make sense.
Well,
And he's
plus,
like,
if you're gonna integrate two lives
Right.
together, you don't want like this house is already full of someone else's life.
Totally.
It's like you're actually building a new life together in a
Yeah.
new space.
Me and Nikki did that. We just threw all her shit out.
That's true. So I love living alone too. I lived
Yeah.
alone for 3 years. And I freaking loved it. I decorated the house exactly how I
you
wanted
wanted
it.
it,
Everything
yeah.
was exactly how I wanted it. And then when we moved in together, the only reason I moved in into his house, which was not a house at all, it was like literally a closet.
It was somebody's closet
It
in the
was
house.
a one bedroom, but it was smaller than my studio.
okay.
And so there was no dining room or anything like that. So I had to.
It was a post-breakup temporary living situation.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, I need a place now.
It was
And
like
then
a-
the first place I went to, I was like, fine, done.
PBTL.
Wow.
It was connected
exactly.
to a funeral home. First of all,
Lord.
it shared a wall with a funeral home. Secondly,
So there were crying people in the every morning when I'm leaving. There were crying people just outside,
In the
and
parking
I'm like,
lot.
"Hey man, can you get out of the way? Because I gotta go to work."
oh my.
Yeah.
So I'd be like head out the window, like, "Hey, you gotta get out of the middle of the road." And like for them, it's the worst day of their life. Today, probably their husband,
Yeah.
their wife, their
Yeah.
fucking mom or dad.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I'm like, I can't. I'm like, look,
Yeah.
I see this every day.
I don't
like,
used to like that so much.
You have to because there's. First
Yeah.
of all, it was called the Angelino Mortuary, so most of the families there were Mexican, and they're like 30 plus
Huge
people,
families,
right?
huge families of crying people, just
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, look, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lo
then-
siento.
the rest of his apartment looked like a serial killer lived there. Like there was nothing, like just bare, like nothing in the cabinets, like nothing.
So funny. I mean, I believe that because Steve, you said the other day, you're like, I could live in a cardboard box.
I
Yeah,
could.
he could.
I could live on a dirt road. I could with like a fucking lamp plugged in somewhere.
So I'm just like visualizing like what this place would look like.
I'm just glad
yeah.
that he picked a place in the valley instead
Right.
of Koreatown where he used to live and the only reason he picked a place in the valley was because he thought him and his ex were going to get back together and she lived in the valley, so it was like
This is my base of operations
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I was gonna be close enough to swoop in.
and then I swooped in. I was
Right.
like, nope.
Okay,
But,
9 days later. 9 days later.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
But the only reason we moved into his place was because he just signed the lease, and I had been on my own for years. But I had to get rid of all my stuff, and it was so
Right.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did you like? So you just moved in with like just your clothes?
Yeah,
Essentially.
basically.
Yeah.
I had to get rid of. I had
cats.
a papasan chair. I had I kept one of my plants. Like I had this tree that I'd had in every apartment since I was
Yeah.
living in
The
LA.
Papasan chair was so covered in cat hair. I did you a favor.
You can literally wash it.
It was a nuts.
No,
Like, if you think
Well,
my
it was
sweater right now is
bad.
nuts because of cat hair, like,
Hilarious.
imagine you can't even see the black.
I would
Oh my
vacuum
God.
it.
How many cats do you have?
2.
Oh, okay.
But okay, the first one hardly ever shed, so I was like, sick. Like this is pretty
Yeah.
good. And then the second one sheds like a monster.
Yeah.
Like you
As
pick
you're
it up for
petting
2
him, you're
seconds,
taking
you
cats
like
off of him.
become a cat. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's
I'm
crazy.
so I'm so allergic to cats.
Really?
So allergic.
Are you allergic right now to Steve's sweater?
No,
You
it's
would
fine.
be.
I have to like touch them. If I touch them and then I touch like my body, then I'm fucked. But if there was a cat here and it didn't touch me, I'd be fine.
Really?
I mean, so I guess I'm not like so allergic.
You're like skin's allergic.
Yeah.
But not your your sinuses or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But I had a cat for years, Peaches. She was the best.
Peaches was so cool.
Had her for like 21 years, literally 21.
Oh my God.
Wait, how
years.
did you not get
She was because I was fine from like when she was 0 to like 16, and then as she got older, like something must have
Like a
happened with her,
dormant-
like dander or something. It changed,
Dander.
and then I felt so awful because I'm like, Peaches, don't touch me, like I can't touch you. But she like loved me so much, like she loves her person and she wants to like snuggle, and I'm like,
Yeah.
get away.
cats are very like one person.
Yeah,
Peaches was cool, man.
yeah, she was
Like
good
whenever
stuff.
she would be at work all day, like doing nails and shit, I would just be chilling at her house playing with Peaches, like fucking singing the Peaches and
Yeah,
shit.
she was good stuff.
Ah man.
Oh, Peaches.
Oh, Peaches.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
Alright,
So
Peaches.
But
yeah,
anyways,
we can live together.
yeah.
Cause
That's like news.
Well,
Well, you also have a dope spot, right? So like you have enough space for 2 people to live.
and that
with.
was
Yeah.
important too because knowing that we were both so used to living alone, right? I wanted to make sure we had a space where it's like we can get the fuck out of each other's faces if we needed to, you know?
So important.
Right. So
Right.
like we totally have those days where she'll be like on one side of the house on her laptop, I'll be on the other side of the house on my laptop, and we just won't talk until it's like time to
Yeah.
eat,
Yeah,
or
and, like-
fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, how's the actually real question? Has the sex changed since you guys started living together? Rather than like, because when you see each other once a month, I'm assuming like you have to fuck because it's
Right.
like
Your time is limited.
Exactly.
Your time is,
so
there's
how
no
is
time
it?
to waste.
Yeah.
How is it now? Do you fuck all the time, or has the sex kind of like lightened up?
I mean, I feel it's the same.
No, it's lightened up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
she feels like the same because it's once a month, and you feel it's gotten
Yeah, the
less
same as
because
once a month though.
No, that's on. Well, that's on. It's the
Maybe
same.
because it's like real life and like you're working.
Right, because that's the thing. Because when
Yeah, I guess,
when
I
we
guess.
only got the minimal
It's
visits,
like when you're on vacation
Yeah.
versus real life.
yeah, you almost
you like
feel
binged fuck.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So now it's more chill. It's like okay, you don't necessarily feel the need to get it in like that. It's like okay, cool, we can relax.
Not urgent.
Yeah, and plus like just Tim falls asleep so early now.
You did that to me.
9:30. He used to be like such a nocturnal.
9:30, bro.
Check this out. I used to be up till like 3, 4 o'clock.
I love having couples
That's
on
what I
here.
do now.
bullshitting, editing,
Me.
doing stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
And then but now, so she falls asleep at like 9.
I'm a super grandma, like bedtime by like 9:30.
I'm
I'm up
10.
at, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
10 at
now
the
it's like-
latest.
Yeah.
Jesus.
After,
My
like, the
grandma
first-
stays up later than you.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I believe it.
An old
wake up
soul.
early?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 6:37.
Yeah.
So now after like I want to say like a month of living together, like it would be like 9 o'clock and she'd be asleep and I'd be like just next to her on the laptop and I'm like, all right, I mean, like, might as well. And now, so then it's like 11 and
But
I'm like
isn't it nice?
crawling to bed.
You have
I
a
mean,
good
yeah, I don't mind.
routine?
Yeah, it's cold.
That's a good routine.
but it's best. So like after those first couple months where I'm like, oh, I might as well go to sleep too. She's asleep. I definitely. I'm conditioned a little bit now.
Yeah,
you know
now
what I'm
she's
saying?
awake and like, why are we fucking?
What the hell?
Dude, this is
Wake
what
up.
women do to men. I'm convinced of this. Like, they grow us up. Because
Right.
I'm a homeowner only because Nikki was like, I have to have a house. I have to have a house every fucking single day for like a year.
Yeah, I was
Well,
on,
like,
I was
I have
on
to have a
Redfin
house.
every fucking day,
Yeah.
looking at every single house,
Right.
looking at the market, watching all the trends, going through
Subscribe to
everything,
everything.
saving all our money.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
never. I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, and Tim is the same way.
Well, I tell people whenever they're like, "How's the marriage life?" I'm like, you know what? It's pretty lit. Like I'm sleeping more. I drink water.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
make him
I
drink
drink water,
water now.
too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because you had a bunch of like,
Especially because of the
Yeah,
kidney
yeah,
stones.
stones.
I drink
Yeah.
water
Health
now
conditions,
quite a
yeah, yeah.
bit.
So
Yeah.
a cool trick that I discovered is,
tricks.
is like to get him to drink water.
It's like, here's how I trained my man.
Yeah, is you get a water bottle, like a little one, just like a 16 ounce, and then you fill it and make him drink like 4 of them. You're like, okay, all I need is like 1 when you wake up,
Right.
1 after your first meal, and then 2 for the rest of the day, and then,
then
you're
you're
good
good.
for the day.
Dude, that's so much water.
It is, but like if I make you chug it the first thing waking up, that's another trick for hydration. Anyone
Wow,
struggling
you
with
sound like
it?
my mom.
So I have a 28 ounce
know.
water
Oh,
bottle,
wow, you
and
mean
I make
business.
myself. I go. I don't deserve coffee until I drink this entire
you're
water
like at a
bottle.
whole, like you're mentally just like
it's
like
a system.
army status.
Between her and the JK guys, I can't go anywhere and not have people be like, yo, drink some water right now. And I'm like, fuck.
That's true. All right, we're going to
my
go on a
God.
break real quick, and then when we come back, we're going to talk more about what it's like living together after marriage.
And we're going to also do our 10 best Chia pet jokes.
Oh, wow.
you haven't heard a lot of those, I bet.
Not once.
Not a single one.
Not
So we're going to
once.
break her cherry when we come back from the break.
Do you ever just need a hug?
I do right now.
Oh, here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You could have that without a person, though. You could have a freaking weighted blanket. And that is exactly what we're talking about today. It is common comfort. It is a weighted blanket. Sometimes I have such bad anxiety and Steve is not there. And I swear having a weighted blanket has changed the game. I no longer need Steve. I no longer need him
it's really
at
good.
all. Like, really, I mean, like, really, what do I need him for? Is
No,
the question I ask constantly while I'm underneath my weighted blanket, giving me a hug.
What's great about this blanket is that it's weighted and it's helped Nikki so much that it destroyed my marriage,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Yeah.
So thanks, Common Comfort.
Yeah. But you know what it's helped is my anxiety. I struggle with anxiety pretty openly, and I've tried a lot of things. And some things work, some things don't. I don't do any prescription things. But the thing I need the most, that's the hardest to get, is just that like pressure of like a hug or like being wrapped. It's the feeling of safety, really. And that's what I feel like a weighted blanket provides. And I personally 100% endorse this product.
I can't even tell you how much she loves this thing.
I really, really love it. I love it. Like
Not a bit. It's
Watching
crazy.
TV, I'm like, give me my favorite blanket, and it's this one.
And what's really fun too is going to go get her blanket now because it's 70 pounds.
Exactly. So when you're under the blanket, you experience that great feeling of being hugged, cuddled, or swaddled, which is it's just as soothing for adults as it is for children. Because Common Comfort applies an even amount of pressure over the body to help the production of serotonin and melatonin, simulating a deep touch pressure stimulation, which helps you go to sleep too. If you have sleeping problems, this would help you too.
They also have, I was joking about the 70 pounds thing. They also have, you can choose your own weight. So you can get 15, 20, and 25 pound blankets. And they're all like 50 by 75 inches, which is a great size.
And it is 100% machine washable and dryer safe. How cool is that? You think like, oh, there's like very heavy. I shouldn't put it in the washing machine. You're wrong.
You can sleep better. You could feel great. You could stress less.
The Common Comfort weighted blanket comes with a 90-day anxiety-free, stress-free, best night's sleep of your life guarantee from Sharper Image. Right now, just for our listeners, you can go to commoncomfortblanket.com. That's commoncomfortblanket.com. CALMINGCOMFORTBLANKET.com. Use promo code Nikki, Nikki, not Steve. Do not put in
Wait, why
Steve.
don't you? Why
Just
not
Nikki.
Steve? You should just try putting in Steve.
No,
see what
don't
it
put
is.
it in. At checkout to receive 15% off the displayed price. Again, that's commoncomfortblanket.com, promo code Nikki. And because you can't put a price on a great night's sleep, go online now at commoncomfortblanket.com and use promo code Nikki for your special discount today.
Dude, Common Comfort, they hook it up, dude, because usually we have to recopy and it's just some random code. It's like YOUU. This is like they actually use one of our names. We're really coming up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Common Comfort. This feels good. I feel respected.
And I feel loved with all these hugs.
Right?
The 2019 FabFitFun Spring Box is on sale now. Treat yourself with items in it such as the Dr. Brandt skincare needles no more baggage eye depuffing gel, which I really needed because I didn't get a lot of sleep today. And you can't tell because that thing just covers all of the baggage.
You have no iPod.
I wish it covered my life baggage too.
Well, there hasn't been a scientist on Earth who could figure that out yet.
That's true. Let me know if you include that in your next FabFitFun box. Way leave-in conditioner is also in there. I got me some really cool Key sunglasses. And what did you get, Steve?
I got a sip water bottle that's super dope, and I started drinking water because of it.
Actually, that's a real story. Steve did not drink his required amount of water, but Sip and Swell makes it really fun.
I find it delicious. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you love discovering new products?
I personally do, yes.
Are you a beauty and fashion maven constantly on the hunt for the next best thing?
It's like you're in my head.
Ever read about or spot something online that you've always wanted to try but you never have?
All the time.
Then you must try FabFitFun. FabFitFun allows women everywhere to discover new products as well as including rave review must-have brands that you know and love, as the key sunglasses I talked about earlier mentioned.
And my sip water bottle.
It's like Christmas 4 times a year during not Christmas, but it's like Christmas.
It's like you're getting Christmas injected into your bloodstream.
And if you're stumped on gift ideas, FabFitFun is a great gift to yourself or to a loved one. Surprise your mom or sister with a spring box as a gift to show thanks. I think they actually make really good bridal shower gifts too. I get my sister-in-law. She's a sister-in-law now, but I gave her some for her bridal shower. She kind of did it backwards, where she got married first and then had a bridal shower.
True.
And yeah, they made great gifts for that.
FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box delivered 4 times a year with full-size beauty, fashion, home, fitness, and wellness products for just $49.99 a box.
That's full-size products. There's no samples of anything, not those little sample sizes that you see. Every box is guaranteed to have over $200 plus in retail value. So that $50, that ain't nothing. The 2019 Spring Box total retail value is $347 to $354.99. That's what the value is.
That's what the value is.
You are only paying $49.99.
Me and Nikki, I'll tell you something about us. We're obsessed with getting deals and getting value.
We love the deals.
And that's value.
And if you sign up for FabFitFun today, these boxes always sell out, by the way, but you can use our code YOU, to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived.
Use promo code YOU to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use our code YOU to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. Do it.
And we're back. And I have questions about living together after
Yeah.
being married. Okay, so you both are used to living alone. Were you used to having like your own styles, and then like who controls the decorating now?
I do 100.
Yeah.
Good. That's how it should be.
All her, and I trust her 100%.
Timmy, do you get to decorate your own little area? Like your little office?
Here's kind of how
Is it
it
just
works.
a bunch of booties?
Well, no, there's definitely booties, and she understands that. She's bought me like a handful of booty lamps and shit before. But it works like this. Because here's the thing, I trust her 100%.
They glow.
'cause
They glow.
They're so
You
cool.
tap
You
them
slap
and
them and they change colors.
That's really
They're
dope.
so cool.
They're
That's
called
dope.
slap it.
Yeah.
That's what they're
That's
called.
awesome.
They
I mean-
change ethnicities?
They're like, ouch, aye, oh my god. But so she has a degree in interior design, so that's one reason why I'm like, oh, okay, cool, right? And also, we just have similar.
Wait, you do?
I do.
Yeah.
You should brandish that at him like a weapon. I think I know what I'm doing. I have a degree in interior
So
design.
you were a nail tech, own a salon, and you have a degree in interior
I
design?
did the interior decorating before I did the nail stuff because I was like 19 and I'm like, I'm gonna move away from Regina and go
no
to.
one leaves Regina.
I'm gonna move out, go to a different city, do something cool. I'm like, what do I like? Oh, I like decorating. So I enrolled in this thing. I got my degree, diploma, whatever it is. I can't remember. And then
You're obviously very proud of it.
yeah. And then I realized I'm a very selfish decorator. I don't like to decorate for other people unless your style is mine.
That's so true.
So if you're like, I love country and roosters, I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't work for me. So that's why I knew I couldn't really pursue it as a business because you have so many different clients. Like, yeah, you can hone in to a specific person or type
you don't like it.
Right. So I'm like, this is cool, good to have. Education is like never a bad thing. And then I moved back to Regina. And then I went to school for aesthetics, and then I had the business, and that was it.
Dude, that's like Chip and Joanna Gaines do. We watch that shit because we're homeowners now.
Fucking love
What's
them.
that?
She so
So
it's
she
like
does
an
every
HGTV
house
show.
farmhouse style.
She does every fucking house the same style.
It's all modern
It's like
farmhouse.
that would
it's
be
Chia
me.
Habte show.
That would be me, yeah.
Yeah.
Only modern people.
She paints everyone's kitchen white no matter what. Even
looks
if they're like,
great.
I really don't like a white kitchen. She's like, what do you think? And
Really?
they're like,
She
Jesus.
like I used to be able to quote it just perfectly because every episode was the same. With the kitchen, I'm thinking like we could paint the cabinets white and then put a fun backsplash and then like a specially curated island. Like
in the living room, we'll do shiplap. Fucking every time.
She
Every
just says
single
that she
episode.
just for every
yeah,
person.
for
it's the
every
same.
person, it changes their kitchen to look exactly the same every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that show and I love their line Magnolia. Like I fucking love it. I have like 2 of their books.
Wow.
But Yeah, it's
If you're listening to this
definitely the
podcast, you're 30.
No, Chia and I were actually talking about that. We were at Tim's birthday and we were talking to each other like the whole time because we have super similar interests.
Yeah, I looked over and I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
We're bonding.
Yeah, they're
We're
gal power.
bonding.
That's why originally I just asked her to be on this podcast alone because I think she's so chill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
I mean, that would have been, I was
She has
fine
gold,
with
a
that.
gold foil maker, and
Oh
I have a
my
sticker maker,
God.
and we want to combine our powers to make gold
Gold
foil
foil
stickers.
stickers.
Let me tell you something.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
You
Oh,
want
I
to see
can't.
taking her to Michael's is like taking her to Disneyland.
Same.
That's-
This chick.
I call it Disneyland in my IG stories.
Oh my
I
God.
call it the
Disneyland
fucking bookstore
today.
because it is the most boring shit on earth.
It's
Other
the
than the fake
best.
food aisle,
love
which is the
it.
only way I can get through that place.
Right.
Because I go to the fake food and I squeeze it like their boobs or whatever. It's about the only thing I got in there.
You have to find entertainment.
No,
somewhere.
I
do.
go with her and I push the cart and I zone out.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
could
there's
be
so
in there
much
for
to-
hours.
me too.
Hours.
If you ever need a person to go with,
Girl,
hit me up.
yeah.
Although we both probably like going alone because
Yeah, yeah.
we're alone people.
It's like, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
I don't-
I'm like in my zone
Michael's
right now.
or a Container Store. She gets
Oh my god!
Dude, she was just so we were on a JK field trip, and this bitch goes in the Container Store for an hour and a
I
half.
lured everyone into it. Like, we have to go, guys. It's
Oh
so
my
great.
God.
It's the best.
Like, even if I don't need anything,
Yeah.
you're just like, I could do this with this. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you think of this? Like, yeah, it's
And I
fine.
honestly think it's too expensive there, but like I go
It
and get
is.
ideas, and then I go on Amazon and buy it for cheaper.
Yeah.
Also, we were talking
This
about
show
plants.
brought to you by the Container Store. Jesus.
Sucks.
Send
They
us
want
out,
to sponsor us.
please. I mean,
True,
yeah.
true.
Tell you
I
what
would
though, our
gladly take
cereal
it.
is super fresh.
Because it's in
That's
those
for
fancy
sure.
little containers.
That's
Do you guys
for
have
sure.
those?
Dude, no,
You
but
need
because
them.
our pantry is a literal nightmare. Like I need to
Oh.
have like a pantry space where I could put like those things in like jars and make
Yeah.
it look all pretty. We don't
Yeah.
have really a pantry at all. It's just a cabinet, and so everything's just piled on top of each other.
Girl, we can work on that.
Yeah, no, our
Nightmare.
pantry's
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's super organized, which is not me at all. You know, so
At
that's
all.
why I kind of just trust her to like do everything pretty much. So in terms of like decorating my space and my
Yes.
office, because
Yeah.
we are kind of currently putting my office together, she'd be like, "Hey, babe, what do you think of these this wardrobe I got for your office?" I'm like, "Sweet, works for me." Because
But to be fair, like I'm not like 100% like, no, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm always like, do you like this or
Yeah,
this?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
And she'll always ask me first, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and you know, and thank God we have similar tastes. I'm not like super picky with my furniture, but I do like the shit that she likes. We both
Yeah.
have
We
pretty
have-
like modern sensibilities in
Yeah.
terms of the shit we like. So I'm like, yeah, cool, works for me.
That's what
great.
I think. That's what's up with me too, because like Nikki got me this pizza light, which is like a fucking neon pizza
Yeah.
thing, and I'm like, this chick knows me, dude.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I
I can
love.
design for his style.
Yeah, and then now she
nice.
just started dressing me and shit. Like I love it. I love it.
I didn't know I could do that before. I
That's
didn't know that
amazing.
girlfriends and wives like had that power. And then
Yeah.
a bunch of my girlfriends were like, because I didn't really have a lot of girlfriends before, and so they're like, "Wait, you don't dress your man?" And I'm like, "No."
That's a
and they're
thing?
like, "Yeah, you should. You just tell them what to wear. You pick out clothes for them." And I'm like,
Because if you
"Wait,
leave it up to me, I'll just wear graphic tee and jeans every day, no matter what.
idea.
But she dresses me up in a better way, where I'm like,
I did
I
not
like
dress
this.
him today though. This
No,
is
no,
not
no.
my
But this
look.
is
Hey,
fine.
you can't go wrong with the black
hoodie.
Yeah,
hoodie.
black
No.
hoodie.
Yeah,
I
this
wanna
is, you
do
did
that.
well today.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
I'm
you did.
covered.
But usually he
in
wears this
Covered.
green bomber jacket that I just bought him and this like maroon shirt. And
Yeah,
all.
like I just start wearing it on my
likes
own, like a
it.
good boy. I try to be a
Yeah.
good boy.
I'm like so happy. I'm like, oh my god, this is working.
Hilarious.
Dude,
So
well,
funny.
you can never go wrong with an olive green bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I wanted to do that video you guys did with the dress
yeah,
each
yeah.
other for a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
I want
told
to
me
do
about
that. How the
You
views?
should.
How's the views?
Oh,
on
I
that
haven't
one?
come out with the video yet.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but yeah, it's just what was hard about it was that playlist was in the middle of it,
Ah.
and so I wore everything like tight ass clothes and
Tightest clothes.
and high heels through the airport.
butt could never breathe.
And a layover. But then when we actually got to playlist, the time difference was so bad that when I was waking up early, I couldn't just get into
It's
fucking
like
tight
3
pants.
hours.
Yeah,
Or
so
three?
it felt
Is
like
it
it was
three?
like
I think
4
it's
in the
3.
morning during my panel.
She's
and
wearing
I'm
heels
like,
at the airport.
Yeah.
Like tall heels.
Because of
Oh my
you.
God.
That's
Because of
right.
her-
And I was like, don't you fucking take them off.
Oh, they went all out. Like he was telling her like do her hair a certain way, makeup and all
Yep.
that shit too.
Wow.
And she looked great.
No,
like
she
it was
did.
awesome.
To fill everyone in, Steve and I are doing a video that might be out by the time this is out, but it was basically where Steve picks my outfits for a week and makeup and hair. But he,
I just dressed her up like a Jersey Shore trash
yeah,
whore.
yeah.
So it's funny because
Amazing.
when we went to go do JK party, everyone's like, "Damn, Nikki, look at you, girl! Oh, you dressed up to oh
Yeah.
And I was like sweeping my
That's
shoulders
on
like,
me.
hell
That's
yeah,
on me.
I did
That's
that
on
shit.
me.
Yep.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be a
Alright.
really fun idea.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Do it.
Cool.
Fine.
Great.
Jeez,
Wow, are you
I
fighting?
hope that we did the video, but yours goes viral. That's what I hope. I hope yours goes viral, starts a trend, and we're just the pieces of shit in
Oh
the
my
corner.
God.
I looked up the videos that are similar, and they're
Yeah.
all like a year old. I was like, well,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there was a husband buys my outfits one that was pretty popular like a year or two ago, and we did that one. But that one's just like they go shopping for you, so the fun part's like at the mall, them trying to figure out like what clothes to buy.
Right.
And so I took him to Forever 21, and like watching him pick out outfits was pretty funny.
Especially
And
in
then
Forever 20. It's overwhelming in there.
It is.
There's a lot of
There's too much
shit.
shit in there.
and
Almost
he knows
too much.
It's too much,
Yeah.
and that was what was happening because he knows what kind of style he likes, but
Yeah.
he doesn't know quite how to pick it out.
Right.
So I would model what he picked out after, and then I'd pick out my own version of what I think he was trying to go for, and it was like 10 times better.
Right.
Shopping in Forever 21 is like shopping at 99 Ranch for me. Like I'm like, I have no idea where to get this. Nikki sent me there the other day. I'm like, she's like, okay, find garlic cucumber.
No, fried garlic.
cucumber.
No, it was separated with a comma. Fried garlic and cucumbers.
Okay, well, I was looking for fried garlic cucumber the whole time.
never heard
I
of
even
this
walked up. I walked up to 4 employees who all hated me,
Right.
and I'm like, "Hey, fried garlic cucumber," and they're like, "I don't know, man. I don't know, bro." And I'm like, "Oh, god damn it!" And then I'm walking up and down the aisles, and it's all just Japanese, Chinese, and
Yeah.
like they have Thai, every
Right.
other language than English. But then you have to like read the barcodes. But then everything's so colorful that I'm trying to read the barcode, but then my eye keeps catching the colors of all the packages
Because they're
And
super
then-
colorful.
Yeah, and then I lose the barcodes, and I'm trying to walk each aisle, and there's like 3 tiers, right? So it's like there's a top shelf, there's a medium shelf, there's a bottom shelf.
Yeah.
So on each shelf, I'm reading the barcode, scanning the aisle. I'm literally going like this with my finger, like tracking the fucking barcode, so I don't lose my
I'm
place.
dying.
It took me 2 hours to find what I
Fried-
needed to get.
fried
Yeah.
garlic and then a space with a comma.
And by the end of it, I was
Cucumbers.
basically like on my hands and knees, army crawling, like looking for water. I was like, "Hey, can anyone help me find the wasabi?" And where was it? In the Indonesian food section.
Oh,
Why?
God.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's not Indonesian food at
Oh, my
all.
God.
They fucked up, not me.
I like, now that you mention it, I've never seen a white dude at the 99 Ranch Market before.
Right.
I've never seen that.
Dude, they looked at me like I was the golden god. They're
He's like,
or the golden,
taller than the
or
shelves
the
in
white
there.
devil.
yeah, or that too. But it was just
Oh my
shocking that I was there.
God.
It was like, what? It was like what happened when I got off the airport
am
in
dying.
Taiwan.
Right.
When I was in Taiwan, I step off the airport and they're looking at me like, holy shit, Jesus is back. He's here. And like some people were taking
He's
pictures
so
with me just
tall.
because
Really?
I was a white guy. Yeah.
Maybe
Wow.
you're a monster though, like not Jesus. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my
No,
god,
but I'm
monsters
telling
are
you-
real.
No, but the weight, because I've seen those movies where they see monsters. I've seen Godzilla movies and all these things, right? They look at those things like it's bad, right? They're
Right.
like, oh shit, hands in the air, like oh shit. No, with me, they're looking at me like, whoa,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that shit. Like I was a
Oh my
fucking
God.
walking, talking teddy bear.
Oh my God.
like you were Groot from
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I can talk. And they're like, what?
Wilo, that's the word, right? What country is that? Like, that's the word for white people. It's either
Oh.
yeah, Wilo. I think in
I've
China.
only heard gringo.
No, in China, it's like the word for white people is like
Oh, and Howie.
Wilo.
Really?
It's either China, man. I don't know. One of the
Sounds like
Is
white.
that what Benji told you?
No, no.
Is Benji Chinese?
Benji's Chinese.
It
Okay,
kind
good.
of sounds like why though.
Yeah.
Like, why is that guy here?
Yeah.
though?
Is that a Wilo? Why though?
Why?
He's dressed like a wino.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Okay.
That's funny.
Going back to living together.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you guys have roommates before ever, or were
No,
you
never.
always alone? So how is it with like splitting up the housework and like
Oh.
that kind of stuff, like how the logistics of living together?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question. I love to clean. I like to because I have
I
this
have some stuff for you to do then.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of your pantry. I'm like, I could help you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
we
Oh my
want
god,
that.
that could be a video.
Let's do it.
Because she's so organized, right? So we've
Organized.
kind of it's kind of just slowly kind of fallen into its own rhythm where like I know that she would appreciate if I did the dishes most of the time because like she's also
Although I don't like the way he does dishes.
Dude, it's so
Oh my God,
silly,
dude.
bro.
That's what I'm
Because-
saying.
Yeah.
No,
It's
no.
so-
Tim has like an extra
Baby steps.
step when he does the dishes, and
Let's hear how Tim does it, and then I'll tell you how Steve's does it.
Let
Oh
me
my
tell
God.
you something. Let me tell
It
you
doesn't
something.
make sense to me.
It's just better.
Wait,
okay?
let me hear Chia say it.
Okay, so there's 2 sinks.
Yes.
Okay. One sink has the crate where you like dry all the dishes, and that stays there permanently. We don't
Yes.
ever take that out.
That's how my sink is.
okay.
Yes.
So we're in the same
Do mine,
boat.
yeah.
in the other empty sink is where you like throw in your
Yes.
dirty dishes.
Yeah.
So
I like this girl.
do you want to hear my way or Tim's way?
No, this is
I
not
wanna hear-
normal. These are normal.
We
These are all
agree
normal
with
things.
this.
Okay,
actually.
well, we're just on the same
Yeah,
page
yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
establishing
We're just
because
as-
some people.
That's like she's like, I put my doorknob in the
Wait,
middle of the door.
Listen, we're
Okay.
just setting it all
Yeah,
up.
we're
Okay,
setting
okay.
it up.
Okay.
Because I've seen some people have the rack outside on the counter with a dish towel underneath, and then they
Right.
soak their dishes, and then they use the other side to rinse it off. And that's not how I do it.
Right. Needs.
Okay.
Okay, wait. So we're hearing my way or Tim's way?
We're hearing why your way, and then why you don't like Tim's way.
Okay, so now we understand how the sinks are.
Yes.
Okay, so when I do dishes, I turn on the water into where the dirty dishes are.
Same.
And I just wash and rinse at the same time.
Yes.
And then once my dish is washed and rinsed, I move it over to the other
That's
side.
how I
God,
do
she's
it.
And
mocking
it
us
dries.
even with this.
Okay.
No, some people don't do that. They
I wash it like a normal person. I put the plate under the water and I add soap. Now, is that
Yeah.
normal? Okay.
Hey, not your turn.
Here's what Tim does. He puts the plate
here's what
upside
Tim
down.
does.
Here's what Tim does. Now listen to this.
Okay, here's
And
what.
I'll tell you why it's better.
Okay, wait. I can't remember
You
if you
scrub
take
them all first, and then you rinse them all together.
No, well, check this out. Well, here's what I do.
Go ahead.
Mind you, these are all dirty dishes.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Some have lots of residue on them still,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So what I do to preserve the sponge and keep it like free of food and shit, I will rinse them all first with just the you know when you do the
Yeah.
hard water. So I rinse all like the fucking loose particles off, put them here on this side, right? I do that first. Then I soap up my sponge. I bring them over here for the soaped up pile, and then I rinse into the rack.
But you put particles over there now from the first time.
No.
No, he blasted it off in the sink,
I
bro.
blasted it off into the dirty side.
Oh.
Yes. So then I take all, and then I rinse, put on this
So
side.
you're adding an extra step.
I think
'cause you're
that's a
rinsing
great
twice.
method.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going like here and then back.
Yeah.
Do you
over
guys
here.
not use a dishwasher?
We have a dishwasher. But
we
it's
have this
brown
water, but
can.
it started fucking up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I feel like Steve's is worse.
Wow.
But
I couldn't even imagine it getting worse
I
than
want to
Tim's.
start it off by saying that he has gotten a million trillion times better, and I'm so thankful that he helps with the dishes now, and he does it a way that I like. I like it.
Okay,
But
let's
when
hear
we
it.
started, and this was after years. This has only happened after years. Because when we started, we used to get in a lot of arguments about how to do the dishes.
Right.
Because he
I'm like, I'm
felt
not letting
very.
her tell me how to
he
do a
felt
dishes,
very
dude.
insulted. Very insulted.
I'm saying-
that I
What?
was. Yeah, it was like a point of pride. Even though I'm pretty sure he was never taught how to wash a dish. So I do it like Chia does
Okay,
it, right? First
yeah.
of all, so we've already established that. Here's
Girls
how,
rule, boys drill.
Thank you. So Steve, no, Steve, it's not even methodical like Tim. He takes the plate, he takes the soap, he dumps the soap onto the plate, each plate. It's
a clean plate, Chia. That's a clean plate, is it not?
He takes the sponge and he kind of flops it like this.
I brush it. I brush the plate.
Okay, wait. And then he rinses all of the jelly soap off. Like it's still gel. It's not even lathered. He never lathers. Just soap like this. Swirl it with the sponge.
I can't hear this anymore.
So that was what I was dealing with. And then when
Okay.
I like tried not to laugh when I was like, that's not how you do it. He's like, I know how to wash a dish, okay? And I was like, can I just have your mom teach you, like, so you stop me saying it?
Now,
He's like, my mom does it the same way.
now
that's
tell
wasteful.
us why you do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's not laughing at all.
Yeah, he's stone face.
I never think while I do literally anything. That's
for
kind
damn
of my
sure.
thing. You've known me for quite a while.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do.
He just does.
I just
Yes,
do
he
things.
just does.
And then I figure it out later. So
That's why he gets lost driving everywhere. When he's
Wow.
late to every single function, I bet he's been late to almost every single shoot.
Oh.
Because he gets lost, because he just gets
No,
lost.
he's
'cause
been
he-
fine and
Thank
punctual.
you, Tim. I have
That's
been.
not true.
We've only shot one skit together.
That's
but
true.
he
I
I
was
used to have to change
on
the call
time.
times and call the producer and be like, just change it to an hour earlier. just for Steve's call time.
I just get lost quite a bit. I don't quite know. Even like, okay, for perfect example, I've been working with my buddy Mike for years. I still get lost on the way to his place because I just fuck up on one or two things.
No, you're not. But you MapQuest as well. Or you Google
I,
Maps.
You
I
map
Google Maps,
quest.
but
I know,
dude, I swear to God, that shit
bring
fucks me.
MySpace too, right?
No, the Google Maps fucks me sometimes, man.
Why?
It tells me to
Yeah,
get off
why?
on this one, and then it wasn't that one, and then it changes to another one, and I'm
I
like,
mean,
what the hell
I've
happened?
never really experienced that. My Google is always
Maybe,
accurate.
mine
maybe
too.
Yeah.
Gallagher has
Nikki has? That's bullshit. You experienced this shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She's just trying to she's gaslighting the shit out of me,
Okay,
bro.
anyway, so wait, Google Maps, yeah, that's true, but the Apple Maps has been working well for me.
Lately.
Wait.
She made me uninstall Apple Maps from my phone.
Deflecting. Go back to defending how you wash dishes like that.
Which is so wasteful of soap, by the way.
He just doesn't think. He's not trying to
No, but
defend
he
it.
fought me hard for years, guys.
Wow.
For years.
I'm like, okay, I have a task that I have to accomplish. What is the easiest fucking way I can go about doing this shit? How can I do this the easiest possible absolute
And the
way?
most wasteful of
It
soap
was the most
ever.
wasteful. And then he'd be like, we're out of dish soap again. I'm like, I just fucking bought this.
That's why I hear Tim's method and I go, that's so much steps. It takes so much time.
Thank you.
Yeah. No. But I know what you're going for.
But our method's pretty
Because you're trying to
efficient.
preserve a sponge.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how to think like that.
Look, I just feel like when you're getting so when you're washing your first batch, right? Are you putting soapy sponge right onto foodie plate?
No, because what I do sometimes, if I know that there's a bowl that had spaghetti in it and it's a little bit crusty,
You soak it.
I'll soak it.
Yep, that's what I do.
In the meantime, I'll go and wash like a fork.
That's exactly
so
what I
it's kind
do.
of like you do this, you're multitasking.
So you have hot water, you fill it with hot water, you put it on the counter, and then you go about the other dishes. Then by the time that's done, all that spaghetti's coming
and
off.
you just
Again,
rinse
this
it
show
out.
brought to you
Something.
by the age 30. You are 30.
Let me tell you something.
We just
Congratulations.
know how to multitask.
Listen. When you wipe your butt,
Listen, Linda.
okay, do you go straight to wet wipe or do you do paper
Wet
first?
wipe?
Wet wipe?
I don't use
do
wet wipes. I
Oh,
just-
no, I know she
I
uses
do.
she uses
It's a
wet
one-and-done.
wipes.
Do you guys not?
I don't.
Okay.
I had a
Only
buddy who
because
used
there's
to do
nothing
wet
there.
wipes, and he was a man, and I always just found it very strange.
Well, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't poop, and I can't wait to talk about poop with you guys.
Yeah.
I can't poop without using
Really?
So-
You're not worried about swamp ass? Because
What is swamp
Oh,
ass?
wait,
when
no,
it's-
you don't get
there's
swamp
too-
ass from wet wipes?
There's too much moisture.
No, because then you could I
dries?
do the paper towel first.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Same thing with dishes. I give it a pre-rinse first to get the actual shit off the
That's
dish
his
first.
wet wipe for the dish.
So it's like that's what I'm saying. So imagine the food on the dish is the shit on your
That's a good
asshole.
analogy.
Okay, I
And
imagine.
then so you get a pre-rinse first,
like a bidet.
like a bidet. So you paper your asshole first, just like I'm rinsing the dish off first before I do the
wet
wet
wipe.
wipe, which is the sponge.
No, I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Can you flush wet wipes?
one.
Yeah, you can do. Depends what kind you have. They always
Got
say
it.
that one at a time.
Got it.
But if you get the kind, there are specific kinds that you're not supposed to flush at all, and if you do, it creates a whole thing.
I didn't know any of this.
But I just don't. I mean, in Tim's defense, he washed it. The dishes are like sparkling clean.
Okay,
when he's
yeah,
done.
that's not how it was in this situation. A lot of soap, not a lot of clean dishes going
My
on.
buddy used to. My buddy used to
And then
flush
he
wet
wouldn't
wipes.
change the way that he did it. He wouldn't change it because he was so adamant that I'll do it my
I'm a very
way.
stubborn
you
person.
do it your way.
My buddy used to flush wet wipes, not giving a fuck about the rule because he was a renter.
Oh God.
Oh my!
So
I'm
then
a
he just get his
landlord,
toilet
so that
fixed.
just makes me
Oh God, yeah.
kick him out.
Yep.
Kick him out.
Yeah, there was some shit in England where there was a huge drain blockage in some sewage system because of everyone just flushing their wet wipes.
They had a
too much.
gelatinous giant thing of wet wipes.
Yeah,
Oh my
a monster
God.
just came out of the sewer.
They had to pay city workers to blast it up.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's
Fucking
awful.
hilarious.
Another note about being 30. How are those plants doing?
Amazing.
Oh, man, they're so-
Our plants
oh,
are
those are
doing
little babies.
the best.
Yeah.
So before turning 30, I never owned a plant.
Me neither.
Because
Well, I had
a lot
one
of
plant. One plant.
One plant
Yeah,
that
the tree.
traveled
I had
with
a
you everywhere.
cactus.
Did
Okay.
you?
I did.
Yeah, that works.
Low maintenance.
Yeah.
Late 20s cactus.
Yeah.
Very low maintenance.
Yeah, those are good ones. But I never had a plant before turning
Yeah.
30. And then once I turned 30, it was just like, I think I'm going to get a plant.
It honestly has been this way for every female friend I have that gets over the age of 30 and doesn't have kids yet.
Yeah.
It's like your body needs something to nurture.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And
Yeah, I'm way more nurturing of our
But
plants,
doesn't
though.
your house feel a lot
yeah,
more
but you
alive?
don't water it ever.
No.
You've never once watered the plants. I water them.
That's completely untrue.
Okay, when did you do it?
Do you remember that time you woke up and you were
one
like,
time.
No. Let me tell you why now. Because she swears it needs to be on a weekly schedule, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I would much rather pay attention and nurture my plant. I'll see it getting droopy. I'm like, our baby needs some water. She's like, no, babe, we're only supposed to water it once a week. Meanwhile, it's sitting there like this. Fucking dry and
dead.
sad.
No.
And I'm like, no. And then that one day I saw it looking sad and she asked me if I watered it because she's like, oh, it's looking kind of perked up today. I'm like, yeah, because I'm paying attention.
Let me explain.
Yes.
With the specific plant he's talking about, if you overwater it, it can too droop.
Is it a fiddle leaf?
It's a peace lily, but I think they're kind
peace
of
lilies are the same, yeah.
Okay, so if you overwater it, it can react in a way that thinks that it's making you think it's thirsty.
Yeah.
So I was trying to differentiate if it's being too much water or if it needs more water. So now that she droops, I understand it's because she needs more water. Because
Tim.
Wait.
How come you don't do what I do, which is try to hide all the day just so she doesn't bother me? What is this shit
I was
you're
about
doing?
to give a tip on peace lilies because
Oh my
that
God.
thing plagued me for a long time.
Yeah.
And because I'd give it too much water
She's a special
or not
plant.
enough water.
Yeah.
And so what I realized, there's 2 plants in my house that are like this. So when they're droopy or whatever, you go to the sink and you have to completely soak it and then completely drain all the water out of it so that the soil is
but
wet.
our things is like huge.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah.
she's a big.
Oh shit!
Like I can't even lift it.
Wait, so is it in a pot or
It's like in a little thing in like a ceramic pot.
Okay,
so I guess
cool.
I could lift it.
Okay, so that's fine because
Yeah.
then the water should be able to drain out. So you just have to make sure not to water it enough. I would.
So
Just don't overwater your peace lily, everybody.
So what I'm saying is the reason why I don't water it is because she's on this tight knit schedule, which I feel often leaves our baby thirsty. So every once in a while, when I feel she's looking super thirsty, I'll sneak her a little bit of water.
You sneak it under the table.
But the thing is, what you're doing could also be what's killing
Now she's
her.
drowning.
No.
Like root rot is a thing.
Yeah, root rot.
is a thing.
No, I only do it every once in a blue
Okay,
moon.
well that's fine. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
but now that I understand how she works, because she's very different from like a cactus.
you have to understand each
No.
plant
is very different.
Yeah.
No, and I understood
They're
her from day
individual
one. Is
needs.
what
And
I'm
like
saying.
these are lessons for children.
felt her calling
you have
out
to
to me.
nurture them differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
Cool.
And by the way, I can always find you, Steve. Like, you don't think you're
No,
all
I know.
sly.
No, whenever Nikki, I hear
In front of the
"Honey!"
computer is not a good hiding
I know.
spot.
I'm like, it's
In
time to get in
plain
trouble.
sight.
Yeah.
Like I'm just about to get in trouble.
He's only in one spot ever, or 2
True,
spots,
2
either in the
spots.
bathroom or he's in front of the computer.
True.
Yeah,
True.
those
Yeah.
are the only 2 spots
Yeah,
you will find
yeah.
Steve.
As you
Hiding.
said, laptops. That's kind of the move. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the current millennial thing.
What?
We all just hang out on our computers.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, make sure to go to classes and stuff. Like, I go to yoga classes.
Oh, that's
and
sick.
I go for runs
Super
around the
sick.
neighborhood.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That's
I
really
like,
sick.
get out and move my body a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fun.
if I
That's
don't
sick.
work out
That's
or
very
like
sick.
move my body, like I start to get a headache,
Yeah.
super sluggish.
Oh,
I
sick.
start convincing myself I'm
So dope.
sick, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
my
thing.
body's like, oh, you must be sick. You're not moving your body.
right.
That's
no,
tight.
no.
Me and Tim are the hype mans now of the show.
Oh, yeah. That's why I love having couples on the show
Whatever.
because it's like the one perspective and then someone be like, nope,
I don't
that's
think
not
so.
how it goes.
But going back to wet wipes,
Yes.
I cannot poo without using a wet. I just cannot. I've
Right.
tried. Like if I'm in like a public restroom and I don't have my wet wipes with me, and then I have to poo, I'm just like, fuck. I think
carry
there's
some purse
still-
ones?
Yeah, she
I
has little
try
purse
to,
ones on
but if I
deck,
don't
yeah.
have them that day, I feel like there's still shit in my butt.
Really?
Have you ever gone to the sink and gotten toilet paper and just got that shit
Before-
wet?
No.
Yeah, well here's what I do because I don't buy wet wipes regularly, but if I know I'm gonna poop in public, here's what I'll do. I'll go and I'll grab paper towels and I'll grab a wet pile and a dry pile for after the wipe with the toilet paper, so I can go toilet paper, wet paper towel, dry paper towel.
Wait, you flush paper towels?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
toilet
the
paper?
wet ones, yeah.
The wet ones.
The
yeah,
wet
yeah,
ones, because
yeah.
they're wet. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
oh,
I
yeah,
just trying
sure.
to throw them in there.
But do men's stalls have that little thing on the side where like the ladies put like tampons and panty
Do
liners?
you guys have
No.
trash cans?
You guys don't
No.
have that?
It's probably covered in piss too, so we don't really
yeah,
trust
yeah,
it.
just soaked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
I only go to the bathroom if I'm in a public place. I only go at Nordstrom's. I
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh,
Nordstrom's bathroom's
that's
so
it.
nice. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
dude.
Because
Yeah,
it's head to toe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's completely
I mean,
covered.
Yeah.
Floor to ceiling.
Floor to
Head
ceiling.
to toe.
Yeah, head to toe.
Beautiful bathrooms.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful condition.
The bathrooms at
At
the
the
Grove.
Grove.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
They're
god,
nice.
so nice.
Yeah.
They're-
That
if
little-
I could, I'd only shit at the Grove.
Should they don't
Yeah.
tell you about all the public bathrooms in the world one by one? One by one. Let's
For
go.
sure.
The shit they don't tell you? The one in Chicago.
Yeah.
Fucking
the
tight.
O'Hare Airport.
Yes, yeah, you know what I'm talking. The one that moves by itself. Do you know what I'm talking
What?
about?
Wait, what?
Okay, look.
Oh, the paper on the
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, the paper.
Rotates.
After you
Oh,
sit,
yeah,
it goes.
yeah.
It goes after you flush whatever. So it's a paper that kind of comes out almost like a cave. It comes out of a little cave on the toilet seat, and then
God.
and then you flush, and it goes,
God.
and it changes. It's a new paper.
So you
It's
don't
like the
have
Jetsons.
To, you don't have
Yeah,
to take
yeah.
the thing.
That's insanity.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Canadian public bathrooms don't have that protective little
Yeah, no toilet
paper
seat covers.
thing
What?
at
Why?
all. I just don't know.
It's like I think I saw the one in like Vancouver had them or something like that. But like majority of public restrooms in Canada
Canada.
won't
Regina.
have Regina won't have toilet seat covers.
It's very rare. If ever I saw it, I'd be like, whoa.
Are they disgusting?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know, man.
But that was my favorite thing about coming to the U.S. and like going to the public bathroom. I'm like, oh yeah, the paper thing, put it down.
I put two
Maybe
down.
in Canada
Yeah.
they clean the toilets like really regularly.
Maybe.
Like there's a person just waiting on
I
standby.
don't care.
Yeah.
Clean it.
I don't care. I want separation.
Then you gotta spend like another minute laying toilet paper down. And
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we are at the end of our podcast.
Hey.
Thank you so much, guys.
you
for
guys are
being
awesome.
on.
Poop. And you guys
We can talk about
quite
poop.
a
You wanna
bit
talk
about
poop?
Yeah.
What do you
But
got
you
on
know
poop?
what?
Go.
We got final thoughts, so go nuts.
I just think it's amazing that you guys don't poop or like
don't poop at all.
Or fart around each other.
Yeah, poop at all.
Yeah.
Or like fart around each other. It blows my mind.
Do you like that we do that?
I
No.
don't understand it.
You don't understand it.
Yeah, because we are a very a farty couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're also a very like.
Like, what do you do if you're like super gassy one night?
I'm a good boy about it. A very good boy.
Yeah,
does that mean?
He would be the one. I'd never get gassy.
Ever?
No.
You're lying.
No, I swear. Like, I don't know what it is in my stomach. It would have to be like I have food poisoning or something, which I also
That's
have never had. Knock on wood. I never really get the flu either. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah, my
look at it-
stomach is really good at digesting things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I look at it like it's like I'm always on like a first date with her,
Right.
and so it's like, would you do that on a first date? No. And dude, let me tell you something, man. Our love life and shit has only gotten more intense and dope
Yeah.
I mean,
because of this shit. I
I
think.
see your point,
It's so interesting to me. I definitely understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I see why you do it.
but we love farting around each
Oh,
other.
And you said the sex has declined.
So there's been a drop off.
Well, I mean, now we just wait until after the sex to fart, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. After sex farts, my favorite.
But do
kind
you
of
do shit
farts.
where you like fucking trap her head under and fart
No,
on her
I
head?
don't do all that.
Yeah.
Well, we do fart on each
I mean,
other.
there was
yeah.
one time where like we peed together at the same time.
Oh yeah,
That
one
was
time we were
cute.
drunk, coming home from a New Year's party, and she sat on the toilet to pee, and I peed in between her legs.
What?
That's impressive.
And
Yeah.
our peas like merged, like right
Wow.
Very
That's so
impressive.
cute.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
adorable.
sweet.
Tim, are you still wearing your shoes on the bath mats?
No. I
Oh my God.
stopped
Number
doing
one
that.
pet peeve.
I stopped doing
Hate.
that before we even like moved in together at all years ago. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I feel like I never.
I
really-
remember that from the
I don't
Snapchats.
know. Yeah.
I'm like, oh hell no.
Well, shoes are just so dirty, and like you come out of your like bathtub,
Yeah.
clean, and then
Yeah.
you step on this bath mat that's filled with like dog shit and piss and
Disgusting.
vomit. Like who knows what you step in?
Disgusting.
Dang, I never thought of it like that.
It's just filth.
Yeah, yeah. She got me like now. Even when I go to other people's houses, I'm like purposely like avoiding their like bathroom.
Not only
mats.
bath mats, but like like rugs too, like in
Yeah.
your living room. I hate when people
So we
step
take our
on that.
shoes off for the living room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asian
Yeah.
shit, man. Come on.
Yeah.
99 Ranch.
What's your final thought, Tim?
My final thought is long distance is totally possible, kids. You know,
As long as you have trust,
Preach it.
trust, communication,
communication,
time and money.
money.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, and I would say that if you're gonna try it out, then why not?
Yeah. Well, it's like if at the end of your life, what are you going to regret more? Not
Right.
trying it out or
Yeah.
trying it out for however long?
Exactly. I always tell people if I hadn't tried it out, I would have regretted it for the rest of my life. And now we're married.
Your
so
whole life would have been different.
completely.
Yeah. You wouldn't have grown up.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
You probably would have still been at your parents'
I'd
house.
still be I'd be in my condo.
You'd be in his condo.
I mean,
come on.
you
Would
bought
you?
the condo because I was like, maybe you should.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of true too. Yeah.
There's a lot of Asian, like first generation Asian kids that they still live with their parents. It's just kind of a thing.
Yeah,
my
it's like a culture
my
thing.
mom would gladly be having me there till I was like dead.
Yeah.
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 So would mine, frankly.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chia, you can have a final thought about poo.
It's just the best. I just love it. And wet wipes. I just can't. I don't know.
Just bring some with you when you travel.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Steve?
My final thought is, I think that all relationships need trust, whether they're long distance or not. So if you don't got trust out there, if you're sitting in your car and listening to this, or if you're at the gym and you're listening to this, and you're like, damn, I don't have no trust in my relationship, you should probably reevaluate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my final thought is I don't think I could handle a long distance. But like Tim said, He never thought he could either. So maybe if I met Steve and he was in Regina, I would be like, oh shit, he's the one.
Right.
And I would make it happen. So go with your heart.
But I'm a human idiot though too. Like I would have
That's
moved
for sure. Did you
in
hear the
with
dish
you
story?
like immediately.
We heard. It
Yeah.
makes
That's
no sense.
cute.
I would have moved in with you right away. Like
Aw.
that's kind of how we did. I mean,
Kinda.
we kind of got together and moved in 3 months.
Except for he rejected my first advance at moving in together.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
So,
Well,
you
so
know.
soon.
Yeah, well,
It was very
two,
soon.
It was 2 months in, and I was like, I'm kind of feeling it. Like, let's do this. And he's like, I don't know, you have baggage. And I was like, what baggage? And he's like, your cats.
I was just
Oh,
making
I
shit
was
up.
like,
Yeah, I was just
no.
making shit up.
My
Wait,
cats
innocent
are
cats?
baggage?
Oh my gosh, and you cried.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then I never brought it up
course you
again. I never ever mentioned
That's
it again.
hurtful.
And then
That's
like a month
hurtful.
later,
But
he's
then
like,
you, where she seeded it, then it like the plant grows in my fucking head until it comes out of my mouth, and I'm like, move in with me. You know what I mean? It only took a month.
I was like, I
Right.
don't want to anymore. Just kidding. I did. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. Where can they find you?
You can find me on my blog, justpeachy.co, or my Instagram, Chia_Habte.
Yeah, and you can just go to my youtube.com/Timothy and Instagram, Timothy DeLaGhetto.
Yeah.
And don't forget to check out the Container Store. They have very expensive selection that you can check out yourself.
Oh, and check out my new podcast, No Chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
We're
Which,
gonna
which
be
they're
on
gonna
it
be on. Yeah,
soon.
soon.
Yeah.
With no chasers. Only
Yeah.
alcohol.
We're going to be drinking on it. You'll see.
Yeah.
Glace
And
azul.
subscribe and rate and all that stuff. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.